absolutely manic this week, and today has literally been spent in the kitchen trying to get everything back together. So it's not actually a live recording, Alex. I'll explain in a minute. I'm just trying to get camera angles and things. That's what I mean. It's literally thrown together. So we're going to see how this is going to work. But great news, we have the new internet in the shed. And mine's still playing. So just bear with me 2 secs. I'm trying to just get it all kind of sorted. So there might be moving of camera and things like that because I haven't fully worked out where it needs to be. I'm not back at the usual side. I'm still by the layout. So it was kind of thrown together. Because after today, I might have fallen asleep. And Mum's busy watering the garden, so don't worry. I can hold myself and go to the toilet. I'm just going to check who is in today. Scott Rails, better grab a coffee. I've actually got a cup of tea here that Mum made me. GWR Buckley, Sean, good evening. Alex, very good evening, lovely. Sydney, very good evening. Andy, very good evening, lovely. So it is alive in respect of, obviously it's here and live and in time. But what it is, and because of how manic this week's been, I've not actually been able to get in, well, neither of us have, to sort for the episode this week. So we started filming it at the beginning of the week. Was all going well. And yeah, Friday was manic. And today was meant to be, oh, we just put the stuff in the kitchen away and get it filmed. But it didn't happen like that. So it's kind of an episode because I'm actually going to be finishing off this with the greenery and making a start on the Bridge of Doom, Despair, Redemption instead of on the episode. So fear not, there is a little episode of what was recorded releasing tomorrow, but it's just not a full episode, so we can't apologise enough to everyone how this week's gone. But hopefully this week coming, we should be back to normal. So I do apologise, guys. We know you guys enjoy the episode as much as we enjoy filming them. We just, today didn't quite go as planned, you see. So I do apologise, everyone. So I'm just going to get my footstool complete, actually. But I hope everyone is keeping well anyway. As I said, Monday for us is going to be, now that the kitchen's back together, just sorting out Rob's desk and the final bits in here to have it back to normal. So hopefully though, we might do kind of episodes on the layout as well, because that seemed to work well the other day. But we will be able to go back to the Metcalf builds as well. That at the moment is still here, there and everywhere, so that's why it's not that tonight. So yeah, I do apologise, everyone. And I know everyone is kind of chatting to each other and catching up with each other. So I didn't sort for my feet, did I? It's still a bit manic, to say the least. But we're here. We finally made it. How is the stream coming across for everyone? Yeah, we've already got 16 on. Brian, very good evening, lovely.
Evening all. Oh, excuse me. Coming in and burping. Is that hot? Cold. Sugar. Mum's made her a cup of tea with sugar in it. And Grace don't do sugar.
Oh, I'm gutted about that.
I'll make you a little.
Thank you, sweet. Oh. What's the betting?
If someone lets me know where my cup is.
By the kettle.
No, it's not.
It should be, it was, unless she's put it in the cupboard.
Not in the cupboard either.
It was literally just there. Do you want to say hello to everyone while I get it for you?
I just did. It's alright, I'll find it.
I like tea and my sugar. Yeah, unfortunately.
You like tea and your sugar? Huh?
I like some tea in my sugar. Yeah, that is what Scottsrail said.
Okay.
That's what Dave said. And Andy said Rob.
Rob what? What have I done?
I don't know. I don't know.
People call my name and I usually done something.
So yeah, do you want me to go and find it for a minute if you hear and talk to everyone while I go and find it for you? Seeing as I am your eyes.
Take the cup. I want to make it a cup.
Oh yeah.
Might help. Oh. I don't know if anybody's. I don't know if Grace has mentioned. Fair enough. If there was a salutation. If Grace has mentioned, I'll get it right in a minute.
Oh, don't know why that reconnected. Unless it's my phone.
It might be your phone.
It's got to be my phone then.
Well, it can't be the speed, can it?
No.
Because the speed is absolutely slamming through.
So, don't know why we've got that, guys.
Have you taken the kitchen off?
Taking my kitchen roll now. Not sure what happened there, guys, because as I said, we've got the new internet in, so it shouldn't be that. The only thing I'm now wondering if it is my phone. It's the only thing I can think of, guys, is it's my phone. So I don't think I've got the speed test on my iPad, which I should get really. But yes, so it's been manic and I'm sorry, guys. I literally feel like I'm like, this week. That's downloading and we're keeping an eye anyway. Thunder, we've actually not had thunder. We've had it looking like it's going to, but it hasn't. Plain the weather, we're good at that, yeah. Does the speed test to test device or to the router? It's usually the device, but also the internet from the router. This one I'm going to do it on my iPad because that is watching the stream as such. But as I said, it could just be my phone. It's an older phone now. I haven't upgraded yet, but I don't know why it's crashing. Not entirely sure. So, obviously, on the episode, kind of half-assed episode, as we were saying, you can see I've now got this all greened up. I tried not to do it the same, so you've got a little bit more in places, but it's kind of similar. But again, Sydney helped me with Rob, so we're actually going to be putting bits of green in different places as well. That's one thing I have forgotten is my tweezers. But I do have a set of tweezers in here. They're just not my usual hold and clip down ones, so I will make do with them rather than in and out because you guys have probably had enough of that. So, and you can't actually see the full thing, can you? I do apologise again. I've put up the stand for this, so it's trying to make sure that the view is decent enough. Sean, where does John get his people from? Engage. I think he gets them from Rudland Models, but I can ask him next time and get back to you, Sean, because you're on Facebook, aren't you? So I can drop you a message on there, because you don't know where John gets his Engage people from. I've assumed Rudland, but
I would have thought Rudland as well.
yeah. So we're thinking Rudland.
Why is that? Look at the
That's because it's delayed, isn't it?
Have you just been moving it?
Yeah, because it wasn't showing everything.
Okay. I'm going to get these clothes in before it absolutely messes it down.
Oh, does that mean I'm going to be living in the rain? So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I seem a bit manicky today. I do apologise. But there is kind of an update for you on that on the live. So, put it this way, that Ray isn't on his own, bless him. Although people have probably guessed. You're not on Facebook. For some reason, I thought you had a page on there, Sean. But yeah, I'll comment on one of your videos with it, probably on your latest one, so it's there. But I will find out for you. And our day's just been manic. It really has. Paul Wood, very good evening, lovely. I've said to a few people, the episode this week's a bit crap. And this live is kind of doing bits that should have been in the episode. But we did film opening your gifts and starting this anyway. So I'll be honest, guys, it's not our best episode, but we wanted to get you out what we'd done and knew you guys would understand that, hey, it's not all done, but that's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? And Scott's Rail as well, Dave's saying again, oh, guys, always, you want to make sure we get that hitting that like button, so thank you, darling. Cole Button, very good evening. Cole, have you been on our lives before? I'm not sure I recognise your name.
You embarrass you in front of your subscribers.
Well, you always try to, so.
Don't forget to repair your jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Washing your underwear.
That was funny when that happened. So we're just getting this green foliage. This is what I used on the previous one. It can be a bit messy. If I'm doing it wrong, people can obviously let me know. Yes, once before. I do apologise, Carl. My brain is here, there and everywhere tonight. So it's I recognise your name. I just wasn't sure if it was on our episodes or the live. So you've hit the lick, Andy. Okie doke. So I'm saying a lot of so's as well tonight. Guys, I apologise. If it gets too annoying, just let me know. Paul, I must say, I know all will be revealed on the episode anyway, but what is it with our subscribers that tend to send us things? There's always something that I've got in mind that I need, and these little parts, you'll see later on for one part I need them, but it's also handy for this, so I swear you guys have got that kind of, that intuition, or you just know what's coming next and what I'm going to need, so to be fair, you guys are spot on. And obviously the clips for when we do the Metcalf kits again. Where did I put the purple one? I did, but it won't fit. Pete, very good evening, lovely. Your best French, right? Parlez-vous français? Apologise. Tim, I don't know, Tim, I just feel like I'm not being my usual straight self, and here you go. But as I said, it might explain it on the next episode, so. I got sent some awesomeness this week, video mail called This Week. Oh, brilliant. So you had people sharing the love as well. It's a heartwarming feeling, isn't it, Dave? When people want to do that, it's definitely, we wouldn't be as far as we are without our Patreon support and obviously our, you know, mail calls as well. So, you know, we are grateful as well. I use the pots for mixing loads of paint and water down PVA with lids. It lasts longer. Paul, no, it's brilliant. And as I said, I'm actually going to be weathering the Bridge of Doom Despair, which was the plan in the episode. But I've got chalks to make like the powders, so these are going to be brilliant for storing my powders once I've broken them down. Tim, it's not jolly as such. I think it's just, I'm kind of like here one moment and suddenly onto something the next. It's definitely the ADHD coming out, which, yeah, it's definitely one of those today, I think. It's just a bit manic, probably more than anything. Just trying to keep up, so if I do go too much, just definitely say, slow it down. Of course, Rob could bring you a bar of chocolate to munch and watch your stream to brighten up your day. Oh, Tim, as I said, I'm happy, darling. It's just seems that my brain's not slowing down today, I think. And Dave said, yes, it's amazing. Everyone should have an Amazon wish list. Makes it easy to share the love. Yeah, I think I think sometimes, though, people don't want to do it because they feel bad. And they're just worried about what people think. You know, it took us a little while to think, well, do we? You know, we don't want people to think that we're just taking a mickey or anything like that. So it's, I can understand that, like, apprehensive kind of like, ooh, Grace and overdrive. Yeah, Andy, if you hadn't have guessed, that is definitely what today feels like, buddy. It just feels like I'm making it a bit manic for you guys, so it's usually a little bit less than this. I think I'm talking at 100 miles an hour and things like that. Although I've had a power nap, so maybe that's what it is. Now, in terms of weathering this, I still haven't weathered the bottom of them. Partly being because we don't fully know where we're going yet with it. So, at the moment, it's kind of like, well, we need to figure out what we're putting on the floor for what kind of weathering I'm going to need at the bottom of them. And I've got to prepare the dark anyway for the bridge. But, again, the weathering powder just to give that smoke effect, which everybody rightly added on after to say, well, you need the smoke effect. It's an old steamy, which rightly so. Hey. Do I tell everyone on my live stream? Because they're always there. I know we said it in the episode, but
Do you know what this is when it's been eaten?
It's gone.
It's gone.
That's what I always say. Stop stealing my words. He's got a scone, guys, and I always say it's called a scone and then it's gone. What material is that? So, Maltesers, Tim. Should you put them in a wagon and pick one out when it comes around? Sounds like a Harry Potter character, Grace Weatherbottom.
Grace Weatherbottom?
Yeah. What I'm using here is something Rob gave me ages ago. So
Gave you?
Yeah, I can't even speak apparently. Is the dark green foliage from Woodland Scenics. The reason I got it, rather than the other greenery stuff, is this what they recommend for like your ivy and things. And to be fair, as you can see, it does tear apart. And I suppose from a distance, pardon me, look like you've got that effect. And I'd seen a few on the Metcalf Facebook page use it for theirs. And it really was brilliant. So that's what I've been using. Yeah, do I tell everyone? Because I said to him, like, I think my brain's on a bit overdrive tonight, so it might make a bit more sense.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I may as well tell. So, obviously, come around, guys. Gossip time. I know you guys come here for your gossip.
And it isn't a sympathy thing.
Silver tea. Yeah, exactly. It's not a sympathy thing, but it might explain a bit. Basically, I went for a doctor's appointment. Some of you might have twigged on that the other day. Nothing of a panic. It's purely for pain and muscles. I'm hypermobile. But going at my, I was going to say episode, going at my appointment, we were speaking with them and they turned around and said, well, there's a very huge link between that and ADHD and autism. Now, I've kind of expected ADHD for years, but not quite the autistic until I really think about it. So, as I said, some of you are probably going to look at this and go, yeah, it makes sense. It really does. The way I garble on, have my own language, it just makes sense.
You're just special needs.
Yeah, that too. But obviously, as well, with our last live stream, Mum and Son's Trains, Tammy and Ray being autistic, the reason we put it in the episode is more so Ray knows that he's not alone in it. You know, he'd been put down. You've got your chair there.
I'm going to put the episode down.
Okay. He had been put down, you know, in his, with his emojis. So it's not for sympathy. It's just mainly, you know, so Ray knows that he's not alone. Yes, we're different levels, but I just wanted him to feel, you know, that there's someone else there with ADHD and autism doing the same thing as him. Stuff any rubbish comments, you know, and we can do it. As I said, we are different levels, obviously, but it just might help people understand a little bit of how I can be.
Oh, Tammy's been attacked again on YouTube.
Has she?
Yes. She put a post up the day after Ray was kicked off one of the streams.
Yeah.
Little bit of a rant. She said that. She'll put her hands up to this little bit of a rant.
I think she's loud.
But a few people have had a go at her saying that YouTube isn't the place to have a rant about autism.
Oh, for God's sake. Just search it up and you find it on videos. Not being funny.
So she's actually apologised to some people and she's taken the post down.
But, yeah, let me go answering comments because I've been saying that, concentrating on that and missing what people have said. So, what teasers we got to there. Trevor, very good evening, lovely. I might order a bag of that as I'm not on a shopping weekend. It's brilliant stuff, Tim. It really is. Can I get there?
No, I'm sorry, but that's an insult.
You sound perfectly normal. I'm normal?
Scott Rails, calling you normal.
Dave, how dare you? But I do know what you mean. So Tim said lots of Andys and Pauls tonight. Pete, Bill's... Sorry. Oh, okay. Andy T as well. Very good evening, lovely. Hope you're all fine in Vettel. I'm glad you didn't say Nettle because that would have hurt. It was Brian's for stream before. Yeah, we seem to get a mix each one. Plenty of Bills too. We do actually have... It's hard, isn't it? We get so many different ones. And John's, obviously, yeah. Digger, very good evening, lovely. Hope you're keeping okay. Have I got you written down, Digger? I know you've told me your name before, Digger. But I cannot think of it. Digger, do you mind reminding me of your name again, darling? I'm so sorry. I've not got them written down on my list. It's probably on a different list. Hey, I can say my ADHD's for calls for that. Many different lists. So, Mystic, yo, what's this crazy couple up to today? Well, you just joined at the perfect time then, didn't you? But I'm kind of doing stuff I should have done in the episode, basically. So, yeah, Digger, seeing you again, lovely. Brian, Finiton, very good evening. I learnt your name last time. Give me a second. Mystic, you're like me. You always want to test yourself, don't you? I think I might have ruined that by just saying it. Got the rolling stock ready for tomorrow. John at Mystic Railroad. Have I got his written down as well? I'm sure I do. So Mystic is John. I'm going to get this written down. See, whenever people call people names, I'm like, yeah, I'm writing it down. Is it Kevin, Delph Junction? Mystic, not quite there yet. Not quite there. Brian Talmer. Who else saying Brian? Oh, Kurt Finneton, aren't we? Chris Shaw. Good evening, have you been on one of our lives before, haven't you? You're still quite new to him, if I remember. I apologise if you're completely new and everything like that. But very good evening, Chris. Ah, missed it. You got it, Peter. Although he doesn't mind Pete either, so... Brian, yeah, senior, hi, lovely. I'm calculus. Well, you can do all my maths problems, it's fine. Can you show the bag name of Grey? There. Can't speak today. So I can take a note of it. Not a problem, Tim. If I leave it here, then for a minute, it means you might be able to grab a screenshot or something as well. But I can always post it up on the community page as well. My name is Digger. Very good evening, Digger. Lovely. Sorry, I couldn't remember if you went by another name or if it was Digger, so... And as I said, especially with my brain today, it is here, there and everywhere. Done. No worries. So, Tim, if you haven't seen it before, and I did say in the episode, the kind of crappy episode this week, the first tunnel I did as my first tutorial. It's named as Grace's tutorial. So if you haven't seen it, guys, this was more a time lapse because we were hoping to get more in the episode. So yeah, we were hoping to get more, but there is an episode from the start. What products I've used, how I've done it is in Grace's tutorial episode. So if you lose it again, it's in there telling you what it is. So as I said, it was kind of the episode that was the least watched for some reason. So that's why we've kind of thought, do I do tutorials as separate, or do I just go ahead and put them in the episodes as usual? Ah, no worries, Digger. I do apologise. So anyway, do you think I should get started on things here, guys? That might be a good idea, mightn't it? Now I need a pin. Or just pull it out. Oh, I need a pin. Good thing I'm in the shed now. So yeah, as I said, even the live should probably be a little bit better from next week, because we will be back to normal with where I can work, and things like this will probably be done on the side. Let's see if this works. If I can get it in the hole. Ah, perfect, guys. If you lose your pin for your Metcalf build glue tunnels, just use the track pins, because the ones we got were far too small. So I think they might be engaged ones, that might be why. But hey, I've got a new pin. Let's hope I don't lose this one. I should have sent you pinned. Yeah, Paul. Oh, I can pick them up from the store. I still never found that one. It's weird. I think it's gone down my chair somewhere. But I haven't hurt my bottom when I've sat down yet, so that's a good thing. Mine said motorbike and tractor digger. Yeah, exactly, Paul. I'm kind of... That was the first thing I checked. Tim, I absolutely love them. I really do. They're absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to break this down a little bit more. See, the great thing about this is it does tear apart. So again, keep your pot for your little fillers. Because what I did after, again, it's on the episode, I'm sorry, my tutorial, is I did fill in the gaps with this little bit extra here. But it does recommend to take it apart. So yeah, for anyone that hasn't seen it, you've got your different, it's mainly to create vines or trees. So it gives you the full way. You just pull it apart and shape it how you want. So that's why I was like, oh, that's the stuff I'm going to get. Because you can see it does have that kind of webbed kind of stretchy build. So you can take it off bit by bit and have those separate sections. I'm gonna have to pull that one off now. I don't know about brambles either. It's £2 for the bag, so it might get a bit expensive. There is obviously the cheaper options there for that, but I don't know if Rob's watching. If you are, Rob, can you bring me the scissors out in a bit, please, when you next come out? Because I just thought I kind of need them. There we go. So I'm going to pop that there. I'm only going to glue the top for now, because again, I want to try and make this a bit different, so it's not exactly the same. And again, the weathering at the bottom might be slightly varied, because obviously depending each side what we're doing with it. would help if I remove said pin. And Pete, yeah, I saw that. I can't find it, honestly. I've looked everywhere. I literally scaled it. I took my chair apart because it's one of those desk ones that you can. It's even got lights in it. I love the chair. And I've lost the bit that we're going to use. Oh, I'm a dafty today. Ah, there. This isn't going to stick as well for me now I'm doing it with you guys, I bet. So, yeah, I was just gluing this bit by bit. It is quite good that you can just lift it up and attach it. As I said, saying that it's not working. You okay, missus? Yeah? Do you want to sit here? I'll swap chairs for a bit if you want. You sure? Okay. Yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, just missus coming in to check on me what I'm doing. She always loves watching it. The amount of times we've been sat out here and just... Oh, this isn't sticking. It's just not going my way today, clearly. Real life, that's spoiled it. What did you mean? Because I'm talking to Mum. Helps having a bit extra on the side. Oh, I'm not sure what we're talking about there. I'm going to model train shop on Friday, so I'm going to look out for that stuff. Yeah, I think, Tim, we got it from Mona Models, actually. I make my own brambles. Yeah, Paul, you added some for that, didn't you? It's just if I've got some left, it looks pretty good. And I've got the horsehair as well. I know Barnabas mentioned horsehair, so we have some horsey friends. Luckily enough, was being clipped the day we were there. So I have a bag full of horsehair to try out as well. Am I missing comment? Doesn't matter if it's varied because that's what happens in real life. Yeah, Tim. A second. I tried, Paul. No. Too successful though. I'm not sure if I'm getting all the comments. It doesn't make sense. Just don't show your face on OnlyFans. Well, Brian, we did warn you. That's why Rob doesn't. I use a school pencil sharpener that makes just right bit, then I dye green. Ah, I was going to ask you about that. Because I know you can get some pencils that are the colour of the pencils. So I wasn't sure if it was that, but to dye them, that's interesting. He shows more than that, Brian. Spoke to Alan at Buckland yesterday. Said he was okay, just age. Oh, thank you for the update, Pete. I will let Rob know. As I said, I don't think he's watching at the moment because he's trying to sort out the semi-episode for tomorrow. It isn't sticking for some reason. You will see it went a lot better in my tutorial. What are you going to make with a horsehair? Digger, it was suggested to us. You should be able to find it back on one of Barnabas Junction's live. He was making brambles. I can't remember what he was using now, to be honest. But what he was using, he said you can also use horsehair. So as we have friends with access to horses, we thought, well, why not? Let's just try it. So it's just for it's just to make brambles, because horsehair is that little bit more pliable. It's quite thick. So just a bit of paint to, you know, make it the brambles colour. Like Jason was dipping stuff into the round paint. If anyone can remember what he was using, because otherwise it's going to annoy me. But he suggested himself that why not try horsehair? So that's what we did. I know others use dog hair for things as well. Just wondering, guys, is that in focus for you? I might give it a go, get some cutting from the manes. Do you have horses yourself, Digger? Because I would suggest if you're going to cut from manes, if they're due a cut, I suppose it's different, isn't it? But I always suggest with horses, because I am a horsey person, if we hadn't have guessed, doing it on the underside. So especially if they're show horses, you don't want that bit growing out. But if you've got own horses, it's obviously yours. Andy, the boiled potato effect. Now I'm really confused, buddy. Alex, I made loads of money on my OnlyFans account. Well, for people paying not to see. Maybe that's why I should go on there for that then. Rob gets the money from doing stuff with Brian, and I'm just doing it because people don't want to see it. Tim, yeah, fine. I'm really not keeping up with the comments say, or I'm just going middle and hours. Oh, you've got 4 horses. Lovely. Cobs are my favourite breed. Horse burgers are tough. You had to go there, Brian. Is that because of me digging about your OnlyFans? Is that what it is? Is that getting me back? Digger, if it is successful, all your horses will soon be bold. Oh dear. Yeah, only 4 horses. Ron won't be happy with that. Mr. John. Oh dear. Yeah, if I have the pleasure of having horses, I don't think I'd be too happy either. But again, it sounds crazy, guys, but if you've got a local freebie, say to any horsey people who has horse cuttings, and I'm sure people would save you some. I've seen weirder. This isn't sticking down for some reason. I was being egged on, Grace. Ah, right, Andy. So for once, you're going to put the blame on others because you're completely innocent all the time, yeah? Yeah, give most tweezers a wipe. Yeah. I keep doing it. They're not my usual tweezers, are they? I might get my thicker ones. But she will bring me a cutting back from the farm if I ask, or maybe cow. Oh, that's the point. Digger, cow hair might work just the same, actually, yeah? Call blimey, Alex. If I'd have known that sooner, I would have had tons more drains. Have you flea-bitten horses, Brian? No, I don't know. Talking about horse flies, though. Ooh, they hurt. They really hurt. Just grabbing the other tweezers, guys. And as I said, everything's still not completely back to normal. My tweezers I really like are indoors. So if Rob comes down, I might be able to retrieve them shortly. But for now, I have the other set of tweezers. And I'm sure I've got black ones somewhere. There was a whole set he bought me. Oh, guys! I found the missing glue bottle. I've been looking for that for ages. This is not the one with the broken ball. Men, please don't wince. I mean, this little ball. Those remember on one of the lives, I think it popped off. But I've actually found the missing glue bottle I have been looking for months. So we have a proper pin again. So I'm keeping it in here. People tell me off if you see me not put the pin back in the bottle. Because trust me, I clearly need that. I think you guys helped me find it last time, actually. So the only thing right now I'm missing is scissors. But as I said, I'll wait until Rob comes down next, because he usually does come down, doesn't he? Bless him. ASMR, cup of tea drinking now, guys. Cool. My ex-wife had 11 of the fucking things. Oh, Brian, don't be mean. You can never have too many, as we've proved on this channel. Although in real life, they are a lot harder to look after, granted. Andy, I do have a couple of acquisitions coming. Oh, what you getting, Andy? But yeah, as Digger's just said there, that's a lot of work. You can't ride them, all of them. 11 horses is... Yeah, even I wouldn't have 11 horses in real life. I think maybe 2, so they've got company. Now, if anybody ever wants to get the land and cobs, or is that kind of the same as like buying Rob a car? That's the same kind of thing, isn't it? On a farm, 1, usually 3. Rope wire brush, then very hard combing, produced great fibres. Great tip, Pete. Oh dear, Brian. No, she couldn't, but managed to ride other men. Oh dear. Wow. And yeah, good thing she's an ex. I totally agree. Something from down south is all I say. Oh, Andy. Well, guys, it's not me popping over there. I am from down south, you see. Yeah, I definitely need my scissors. I might have to wait for this bit because I need my scissors. So we will, like Art Attack, put it to the side and move on to the Bridge of Despair / Doom, because I can do that bit now. When Rob comes down, I will grab the scissors because I need to tidy it up. And I can't do it all at the same time. So, guys, Bridge of Redemption, Doom, Despair, and I kind of need another name now because I've got 4. So, if anybody wants to help me with a name that I can use, let me know. I like to change the scene. But I kind of need that board back, don't I? The only thing I will say to people who's new to this foliage is it's another one of those, keep it in an airtight container, because it does go hard when it's out in the air. It goes very brittle. Very, yeah, let's see who twists my words, because we seem to do that every live. So let's play twist for words game. I've given you your word, go ahead. Bridge of Destruction, dear. Bridge of Destiny. That was it, wasn't it? I couldn't remember. So yeah, we have, might be different rocks, but Bridge of Doom, Bridge of Despair, Bridge of Redemption, and Bridge of Destiny. There we go. I'll probably forget that by next time, but number, whose number? Something, when they arrive, posh, I'll give them a Sunday spin. Oh, Andy, is that giving us a little tip at what you've got there then? 5 strap to one leg, 6 strap to the neck. Stand back and fire and start the gun. Oh dear. Bridge of no return. Tim, I'm never getting that bridge. Grace and Rob have cursed for the rest of its natural days. Yes, we have. Perhaps a little sadistic. Bridge of hope. Yes. So I'm going to get another one of the fabulous pots that Paul put in his care package. I love how you call it a care package, Paul. Bridge of size. Trevor, yes. I think that is definitely what this has caused. A lot of those. Right. So I've gone ahead and got the chalks, guys, to make my own weathering powders. And I've got my scalpel here already. I actually have that. So I'm just going to kind of, as I said, bridge of my teeth. Oh dear, is that just an age thing there, Andy? Kind of forget the only thing of where I'm doing this is it's where the train console and that is. So I kind of bash my knee every now and then. Just in case you wonder what that sound was. I'm liking all these bridge of names. I'm liking them actually. Bridge over troubled water. When me and Rob might be at World War III, then yeah, maybe that's a good idea. I've opened the packaging now. See, I've made sure these are chalk ones as well. That was one thing I was told, that when you make like the weathering powders out of the pastels, make sure they're chalk. So I'm very much with my arty, I'm very much use references. So for a second, guys, I'm not going to see the chat because I'm getting up the references. Where are they? But I'm kind of looking to do, it's not totally weathered, but I've kind of, something like this maybe, just that kind of natural weathering. We've kind of established that none of this is going to be on the water, on the water. It's going to be on grass instead because of how it's gone. So even like here, you've just got that natural colouring, that possibly that rust. These are kind of concretey at the moment. But I ain't drawing bricks on it because that's just going to take too long. So, who was talking about teeth actually? Dental Bridge Hungry, so you must have been thinking the same thing. That's just a screenshot of when I googled it. I forgot about that. So yeah, the only thing I did like was a concrete here. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to play. It could go horribly wrong, but because it's already been primed, I can literally paint it over again in grey. So if this goes horribly wrong, guys, I have that option. But as you can see, Bridge of Doom, Despair, Redemption. There's the long list tonight. Bridge My Teeth, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Bridge of Hope, Bridge Too Far, Bridge of No Return, Bridge of Destruction. All those names. It's just another thing, which is why I'm glad we posted a video about it. You know, we're not ones to say, well, you know, if you sponsor us, all we're going to say is nice things, because maybe that's why we have no sponsors, because we're totally honest about how the products actually are. I don't get the point. If we ever land up with, you know, those sponsorships, I will say to them, well, I'm not going to lie to people. If it's crap, it's crap. Simple as. So the one thing I have got is my rubber gloves again. Who was it said they liked my rubber gloves? Did you, Sydney? I know someone did. Because again, I don't want it all over my fingers. Clara Ravine. Is that what that was on the picture? Brian, it might be. Now my iPad is not loving me, so. Oh, we have loads in the chat again tonight and watching, which is absolutely brilliant to see as usual, guys. Don't get scared, but rubber gloves aren't for you. Just before anybody gets worried. So, I use Digger, same, use pastels for making my powders. Stephen, very good evening, lovely. Bridget Swellies from Pole. Eastwood Ravine. Do you know where these different ones are? Brian, I'm guessing. A bridge of broken ties, railway ties. Well, the rail is a bit in pieces at the moment, to be fair, taking off of a bridge. So, my iPad is disconnected from the internet. Interesting. We're still on my phone, which is the main thing. AP adult. Oh, there we go. I am connected again. So I shall see your comments momentarily, because it clearly isn't liking the iPad either. Oh, I love technology. I love technology. But anyway, I'm going to see how this goes. Oh, I have lost all the comments up until Steve saying hi, Paul. So if I have just missed any comments, guys, I'm sorry. It's literally come up as that. It's completely reset it on my phone. On my iPad even. Ever thought about crayons? Grace, use them on my caravan, do a great job. I suppose it's the same kind of principle, isn't it? I can't say I have. But that is an interesting one going forward, although I usually eat the crayons, so maybe that's why. I don't think Rob would allow me to have them. So, bridge over patio. You don't want to be tunnelling there. I like that one, Andy. Not a Back to the Future fan then, Grace. It could just be, obviously my mind's not. Sometimes they'll say stuff and I'll be like, oh. Full cavity search coming up. Run, Rob. Why do you think he's so quiet, guys? Digger, I also use AK water weathering pencils. Water weathering. That they are splendid. Oh, that's one to I'm going to screenshot that, Digger. I'll look into that. Joe Lanes, hello from Texas. Well, hello to you, buddy. I'm probably doing this all wrong, guys. And I know I'm doing it towards my thumb. Bridge too far, and that's like the Welsh way, isn't it? Joe, have you... I think you have been on here before, haven't you, buddy? I know being in America, you won't be able to catch it as always.
There were 2 boxes we got yesterday.
2 boxes?
Yes.
No.
Perry.
Huh?
Perry.
Yeah.
One's missing.
Not in your rucksack?
No, I took them back for upstairs.
Are you sure about that?
130%.
Okay. Weird. If you're going in again, can you grab the scissors, please?
No, I'm trying to find this, Grace.
I can have a look after for you, but unless you've put them in your cupboard. In my bedroom.
Both in the cupboard.
One of them was out on the side earlier.
Where?
On the little bedside table.
Oh, okay.
Grace, please stop. Please stop. Push the blade away from you. Digger, it's a hard habit, lovely. I'd find that very weird. I suppose you can... My dad always taught me, like, when I peel potatoes, I'm very much just peel it like that. I was scared as a kid, but I'm not used to doing it now. Trust me, I'm being very careful, though. Do not worry. And it's kind of when you do it, you're kind of pressing it against, so it's... Please don't panic. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and show you this whole thing, I think. Use a file. Oh, Ian, very good evening as well. That's an interesting one. That's a good point as well. Haven't got a file on me, but I will do for future. Right, I got 2 foxy ladies waiting for me, so I got to go. Alex, well, they're the cutest foxy ladies I've ever seen. I'm sure they want their dinner. Joe Radar. Hiya, buddy. You okay? Oh, did I just see that? Mum and son, sorry we're late finishing the gas station. Please, honestly. Tammy and Ray, do not worry. It's not a problem at all. I said this has always been a kind of stream that we either get people watching multiples when like I go on the same time as other people accidentally. You know, and people have lives. We understand that. But I do need to speak to Ray, actually, Tammy. If that's okay. And Pete, no red stuff, please. It's fine. You won't see it through the gloves. Why do you think I put them on? But don't worry. Do not try this at home, kids.
What do you want scissors for, anyway?
For the greenery. No, I need to cut it. Snip it.
I don't know where the scissors are.
No, we're in the living room, which, yeah, they probably aren't. Tammy and Ray are on, so I've just said if I can speak to Ray. Ray, sweetheart. We've mentioned it in the episode, so catch your episode, sweetheart. Not the second, Ray, darling, you are not alone. I went to the doctors this week, and while I've still got to have testing, we kind of guessed it anyway, but they are saying that I am more than likely ADHD and on the autism scale, darling. So you are not alone. We can do whatever we want and achieve, you know. So I just wanted to tell you that, sweetie, because you're not alone. And that's why I say, here, you just be who you are. You know, even before me being told that, anyone can be who they are. We are cool. I think they're playing. Yeah, everyone's saying hello. I just wanted Ray to know that.
So what you doing? You just destroy all of it, do you?
Oh, you've got to have enough of your weathering powder, haven't you? But I may as well. It's not the whole thing, but I may as well do a bit.
Education purposes. I don't know, do I?
Well, no, because I'm going to use it anyway, so you may as well put it in the pot. But I'm not going to sit here and do the whole thing, obviously, to bore everyone.
I think you're probably boring them already.
Well, probably. Ray's put a smiley face, I think. Jess Spicoli. Testing Grace would reveal an extreme case of beautiful. That was bad.
Who was that?
Jess Spicoli. Jeff, have you been on the live before? I think you've commented.
Yes, he has.
Has he? I thought he's commented episodes.
No, he has been.
Has he been on the live? I do apologise. My brain.
I shall get you a white stick, my friend, because you obviously need your eyes.
Oh, yeah. You might be able to understand it, Ray, but tonight my brain is here, there and everywhere. So it's definitely lots of love back, sweetheart. Yeah, you probably... We see the world a bit different, but doesn't make us any less important, does it? It's a shame you're not in the UK, otherwise we'd have to do a meet-up, wouldn't it?
There you go.
What? Oh! I can't show him. My hands are black. I ain't touching it. Oh, it dropped! He got me a rose, guys. This is the same person that says he'd never get me fat. It's not on my camera view. It's not on the camera view.
Yeah, I'm not embarrassing myself, that's right. Because at the moment, it's just you saying that there's a rose there.
Oh, right. So I'm imagining it. Yeah, very good afternoon to mum and sons. Jeff's sucking up. Yeah, exactly, Brian. Not that you do it either. Enjoying the rainstorm. We're here all right. I might tune into episodes where I can see you, Grace. Yeah, I thought it was episodes, but it's lovely to see you over on the live.
dog.
No fly. That is, I can't think that is an American saying. That's like no stress, isn't it? Or something. I can't think no fly is just like.
I'm scratching my head over that one, Brian.
I think I've got enough there for that. You don't want to sit me doing this. This is a job I do when I'm not on the live, I think. Although I need a couple of pots for different colours. So I need to label them though.
What? As black? You need to label it black.
Well, you wanted to label the cupboards that we know what's in the cupboards.
Yeah, and why? Yeah.
Did we say hi, Rob? Oh, did say hi, Rob. Sorry, Pete said hello.
Oh, hello, mate.
That's
you all right,
my
buddy?
fault, Pete. He's not actually looking at the comments yet, buddy. I said to Paul as well, I said, what is it with people that send us little gifts, Rob? Every one we've had, there's always something that I need. People are reading our minds.
Well, yours is an easy mind to read.
No, true. I am very simple. So I'm thinking, what kind of colours do you guys think? Again, this can be another one you kind of put in towards. Obviously, I've got my black. I'm thinking a couple of different browns, and we do have a lovely, gorgeous dark green up here. I'm thinking, what kind of colours are you thinking, guys, I should do for the Bridge of Doom, Bridge of Redemption? We've had loads of names tonight. I'm liking it. Thank you. No problem, Mum and Sons. We've had 4 storms in the last 4 hours. Oh, been in love with you since episode 1. Climbing around the bare decking. No mooning, please. Oh, wait, was my back just seen on the camera or something? Oh, dear, Andy, was my back just seen on the camera? Ha ha, Brian, steady on, Jeff. I think Rob beat you to it, Jeff. I'm sorry, darling. And proof he did get me a little rose. This is a person I'm never going to get you flowers.
Yeah, well, what's the reason I get your flowers?
Because you cheated on me. So, wait, who have you slept with? Yeah, this is a joke we've always had, guys, you know. We've kind of always said, you know, that Rob ever cheats on me, he's going to come and bring me flowers, and that's the only time I'm going to get them.
Yeah, but that's plural. Flowers. That's a flower.
So what's this one mean?
I don't know.
If you don't buy me flowers normally, and it ain't flowers, you haven't cheated on me. Because I suppose you and Brian doing your OnlyFans isn't cheating, because I know about it, is it?
No.
Choberton, Tony, you alright, buddy? Rob, think you have something to worry about. I think that's good of Jeff. Hi, it's Tammy back. Ray's very happy you said his name. He's running trains now. Oh, lovely. Tammy, I just wanted him to know he wasn't alone, sweetie. But if I know you're in the shed, if we don't see comments and there's anything for you, I'll kind of shout it out so you don't have to constantly watch for comments if you're busy in the shed. Dan must remember Tony. Brian, is that one you're struggling with? As long as nobody scorches a Tudor rose on the wall. Now you said that, Andy, I might have to. I've still not finished. That rose is a bit out of scale, but hey ho. Should we get my squirrel? My squirrel's still on your desk, isn't it? That one's definitely out of scale. And then my big squirrel is really out of scale. So yeah, guys, it's definitely, must have been in me, the ADHD. I have a thing for squirrels, genuinely. And you see my little statue Rob's got me that's a squirrel. Well, I have a squirrel that is holding a light bulb. And it's one of those, like, colour-changing ones. I love it.
You could have the life-size squirrels that are out here. Well, the back. I still say they're like beavers or something.
Oh, yeah, the one that we bought for the garden.
Yeah, I still say they're beavers.
Oh, I forgot about them. They're a bit big, actually. They're bigger than squirrels.
I think they're beavers. Damn.
No, I think they look like squirrels.
They're beavers.
Beavers have flat tails.
They've got flat tails.
They haven't. They've got like the spikes in to resemble the fur.
Right.
Sorry, guys. We're having a domestic as always. Brian, as said in the in-betweeners, it's not cheating if it's up the bum. I'll make sure Rob knows that when he comes back in. He's just nipped out. I do like that White Rose of York. Difficult getting the ignition right. Tony can't remember if I said hi. I'm too far away to bring you flowers, but I can send you some. Oh, Jeff, don't worry, sweet. It's always been a joke between me and Rob because real flowers die, don't they? So it's a bit of a shame, really. Although I do have an orchid, so that blooms and reblooms where roses and things just die off, so it's a bit sad. Brian, send us some scenic materials instead. Yeah, you can get the little miniature flowers for you. It's Tammy. It's okay. I like this video. I found a car not in scale and added it all out because I thought it was cute. That is my #1 rule, Tammy, isn't it? It's like ours is set on the 80s, but in the garage is one of our first boxes we got included a little mini in scale, but it was a mini with a Welsh dragon on the top. And that mini is like 2000, so it's well out of era. But we don't care because it was, oh, I'm trying to think, Harris. It was Harris that sent it, and he sent it because it had a Welsh flag on. So that's gone in the layout. It's not the era, but it doesn't matter. That's our little nod of like, yeah, that's our Welsh bit in there. In case the bilingual signs aren't going to, you know, tell you that. But Jeff to Brian, LOL, all girls like flowers even if they say they don't. I know, I'm definitely one of these. I'm one of the lads. I can't remember the last time. I think my dad was the last one to buy me flowers years ago. Jeff, you clearly haven't met my wife. Yeah, exactly. Not all women are like flowers and chocolates. So I'm just like, get me more the railway stuff. And I'm like, yeah. Pardon me. And my arsey stuff Rob gets as well, bless him. RB Rail, Richard, very good evening, lovely. Brian, how do you buy your way out of trouble then? Well, if you know your missus well enough, you know how to buy her out of trouble. Although I think it varies on how much trouble you're in. Yeah, Tammy and Ray, as Brian at Finison Central's just said, it's rule #1. It's your layout. You do what you want. Exactly. Oh, Brian, you make your missus laugh. That is, you know what, materialistic things, but that is one of the best ones, isn't it? It's like people say go after men for money, but you know what, I would rather be pouring in a cardboard box than be with someone just for money, you know, that's always been me. Cheese and a French stick does the trick. Oh, that's what she likes. That's the thing. Every woman is different, isn't it? And it rhymes. Yeah, that's true. All my want is to see me once a day. Oh, look at you softies. When you please yourself, you please everyone that counts. Exactly, Stephen. So was that a message for Tammy as well, I think? Tammy and Ray. You do your layout how you want. It doesn't matter if it's in scale, if it's a different era than your plan. It's all relative. It's your layout. It's not anyone else's. Every woman is unique. Exactly, Jeff. I don't think... Some people like similar things, but yeah. I tell mine I love it every day. Oh, Brian, look at you softies. I'm loving this side. I'm loving seeing this side of you guys. Yeah, Richard at RB Rail, I made it up as I went along. So yeah, Tammy and Ray, don't stress, it's your layout. If you think it's cute, well, it's your layout, go ahead. I've got so many different brands to choose from. Ooh. We use HO and O and no specific. We add it if we like it. Well, if Ray likes it. Exactly. That's all that matters. Andy T. Andy T. I'm going to call you that just so we know it's you. Totally agree. 100% rule #1 trumps everything. Pete, Rob might be the same, but he doesn't like admitting it. That's the difference. He will not like admitting it. And if he was down here, which is probably why he's gone away, he wouldn't want to admit it now, would he? But yes, I'm one of these. I'm very much don't go to bed on an argument either. Even if I'm a bit annoyed, I'll still kiss and say goodnight because you just don't know. And for those worried about my finger, look, there is a tiny little lip. I'm not actually putting it down to the bottom. So you can breathe a sigh of relief that I'm not going to cut myself. Not yet, anyway. We can read between the lines. Great. Yeah, Pete, you do. Lovely. Brian, back in a bit. No worries, buddy. Andy, admit nothing. I think Rob would like that response, wouldn't he? There's nothing wrong with being soppy with your missus, I say. I just joke and say he's a cold-hearted, So, I'm sorry this is the boring bit, guys. But if no one's done it before, at least you can see how easily it comes apart, I suppose. Now, I've got my makeup brush. Part of me was wondering if I should use that for applying the weathering powder. Because, again, it is actually a powder brush. Again, I won't apply it to the whole thing because that is rather a big space. But I'm going to have the grey here ready to paint, I think. Mum and sons, okay, I want to thank you very much. We appreciate you both and all in the chat. I have to start dinner for my guys. Thank you again. Ray said, love them. We'll catch you later. And thanks for joining in again. Jeff, you don't need makeup. I know I don't wear it. Have you not noticed the bags under my eyes? I have not worn makeup. Occasionally, if I'm going out, I'll add a little bit, but no, I'm definitely not a girly girl. I can be occasionally. As we've seen proof this summer, I can wear a dress and I have legs. But, yeah, I'm not one of these that will plaster my face in makeup. I just, nah. Grace, you should use a cheese grater. Yeah, it's cleaning it up though, isn't it? I hate cleaning cheese graters. That's like the task when you've done your dinner for the night and you've got to clean the cheese grater. It's the thing I hate the most. Maybe it's a texture thing, I don't know. But that is the worst chore in the world. I'd rather change the cat litter tray, to be honest. That's how much I hate it. But everyone's different. Arthur Humphreys, good evening, lovely. Andy T, I'm happy with Andy T. You may also call me Spartacus if there's too many Andys. I think Hot Dog Andy actually said that before, which has happened to me on another stream. Oh, well. I usually get told, just call me anything as long as it's polite. When applying it, have a piece of paper under the propeller so what drops you can put back in the pot. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, everyone loving your suggestion there, Sydney. I just don't like cheese graters. I suppose I'm used to working with knives, so for me, when I get going, I'm used to working with different art mediums, so knives and things are just... I think that's enough green for now. Ooh, almost tipped them over. That's not good. Arthur, did I say hello? I think I did. Jeff, the youngies got it on. It's wonderful to see natural girls. Oh, even at my age, people just plaster it on. Just everyone is different. Mr. Humphreys, are you free? I don't know, Paul, we might charge a bit more now. Andy T can call me anything as long as it's not too early. Flymo, Adam, you alright, buddy? Just caught the notification just as the first rumbles of a song start. I usually shut down before it's forced. No worries, Adam. You protect your technology. Totally appreciate and understand that. But thank you for popping in. You always seem to get at the end, so at least you're in halfway through. But I do get protecting your devices. I really do. That's just as important. Oh, I don't know, guys. That's quite a nice rusty colour, isn't it? I might use this. Oh, I don't know, actually. The darker looks kind of like the dark one as well. Obviously, me, I'd do bright purple, but I don't think that's realistic. And I don't think Rob would be the happiest at that. I'm fine, Grace. Thanks for asking. Sydney's just saying hello to everyone. It gets so busy to keep up, isn't it? Now, Sydney, it does get a bit more difficult, doesn't it? This is why I always say, if I miss something from you guys, repeat it till I see it. When Mary gets no shoes, I ask, what are you going to go for? Comfort or style? She says, what do you think? Oh, I don't know. I do like a good pair of heels. But yeah, I'm very much, if comfort is... I'm one that's got to wear them all day. Unless Rob wants to steal him for his videos with Brian, though. I think sometimes I might have competition there. Oh, there's somewhat more ready. It's just like purpley ready. I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Spoke to Alan. Adam is fine. Thanks for the other update for people to see that again. Yes, so Pete, on the last live, we'd heard Alan wasn't doing the best. Pete at Delph has actually spoken to him and he's doing okay. I think you said earlier, didn't you, Pete? It was just old age. Or just age, sorry. Sydney, is Rob letting you paint then? Do it the way you want. He can't get upset. He has you doing it. Sydney, we agreed from the start that a lot of the scenics were going to be mine anyway. Because I'm the artistic one, so... But he likes to give me his vision and then... But then I have to admit, on the last live, when you yourself thought like me, it needs a little bit of greenery in between the tunnels. He was quite, you know, hands up and like, no, if I'm outvoted, then that's the only problem when it's just two of us. It's like, well, you know, there can be moments, but we wouldn't be a normal couple if there wasn't, I don't think. Digger, my wife wears boots or wellies mostly. Oh, yeah, in winter, Digger, I'm in just for country boots, to be honest. I'm in trainers today. As I said, occasionally I like to get dressed up, though. But nowadays, it used to be heels, but mainly it's flats now. But I can. I'm just out of practice from wearing them, I suppose. And obviously, when you wear magnums for work... Going from that to heels, after spending 2.5 years in them, I'm definitely out of practice with wearing heels. I think that's enough for now. I'm just trying to get a couple of colours here, guys, that I think I'm going to use. I've got like a bricky red there. Langdon, sorry, I did see you. I was in my mind to say something. Langdon Railway, very good evening, darling. I can't find your name on my list. I think you're on my other list. Langdon, mind reminding me of your name, please, darling? It's on my other list. Oh, no, Mark. It's Mark, isn't it? Andy is be right back. Also, might be the reason I'm single. You don't want to be a normal couple. Sounds boring. Exactly, Alex. Might be the reason I'm single. Oh, but you got your foxes. Sydney, I've never seen a normal couple. What's it like? Yeah, I agree, guys. You know, we're definitely, you know, we're us. I suppose we're very lucky that we share a lot of likes. That's, I think, something that helps. And obviously we work together. We're a very good team when we work together. That plays a part. So... Digger, we have farm wellies are essential, yeah. My only problem with wellies is I always found in winter they were cold, so that's why I went to the country boots. And when I used to ride, it was handy because I used to ride in them as well. I just get cold feet, so I found wellies were just a bit too cold. Sorry, I'm kind of looking back at comments. SJ Dusty, Simon, very good evening. Big Boys Fun, very good evening. Brian, although tonight you're probably better to say Jonah because we've got quite a few Brians in. Just trying to catch up here. Do you have a throwing contest with the wellies, Digger? I like that, Pete. I want to be on your list, Grace, please. What list is that, Jeff? Is that the list on our videos, or I'm kind of confused what you mean by list. I'm not a bouncer. I don't have a list as you enter the door. Still, toe caps are compulsory in my job. Stephen, yeah. I had that when I worked at a race circuit, but I managed to find purple steel toe caps. So yeah, I can be girly when I want, I suppose. I found orange high vis with bits of purple in, so there are ways to add your little features. And I suppose if it's a work uniform, you don't get as much. Saying it, I wouldn't be able to work the ambulances in purple boots. I hope everyone is well. We're keeping well, Dusty. We've had a manic week, but Digger, yeah, get muck boots, neoprene wellies, more expensive but not cold. Yeah, I did have a pair years ago. I just, part of me, I'm a bit of a funny one with outfits. I just thought the country boots worked well, and I'm not kind of like mucking out horses anymore or anything, so I don't have to worry about like the acidity. You know, it's so Rob, I don't know if you're watching this. We've got a message on the Facebook. I've just seen it twig up. So Jeff, I don't know, I heard you say list. No, Jeff, we've got two different lists. Obviously on the videos there is a list of people because they are patrons and members, so that's just a little way to thank them for that extra support. And then the list I have here is obviously some of our viewers have their train channel names. So it's basically just so I know who I'm talking to. Because especially as the channel's growing, it's harder sometimes to remember who we're talking to. And who's the name behind the channel. So it's just a list of that, where yours is Jess. So, Big Boys Fan, yeah. Named not down, you ain't on the list. Do I need to wear a suit? That's the rare time I do tend to wear heels nowadays, actually. When we have our wedding meetings and I'm all waistcoat and suited up. Shooting my wedding, I don't wear the heels, but the meetings I always like to wear heels. So, but yeah, can you imagine me there at the door, guys? I need the armband as well, don't I? Say that I'm security. And just, would you want to come against me to get in? Would you? Would you really? I may be small, but you never know. So I try to avoid everything to do with a farm, including wellies. I get you, Digger. Sometimes you have to have something different, don't you? Flymo, yeah, you saw what Governor said. Paul, I used to wear steelies when I worked at the Landcake Gardener, so I'm used to wearing them, so I wear them when I go out. Yeah, especially in Wales, everyone wears wellies. Trevor Ville had to wear steel toe cap shoes when I worked in the offices in the steelworks back in Scunthorpe in the 1960s. In offices? Oh, the steelworks. I hate being old. What will be using this powder on? Sydney, it's on the bridge that we've got. Just adding some weathering. So I think it was Paul initially, Paul Woods, that initially said, I know others have said it, but I think it was Paul that first suggested it. Basically use these as a weathering powder, because you can buy them, but it's basically just chalk, just shaven down. So got some chalks this week, so I'm gonna have a play with them for weathering. But unfortunately, because obviously I've not had time to set them up, yeah, because I've not had time to set them up, I'm kind of doing them on my live. You might have missed Sydney. So for all our Patreons that are on the higher tier, keep an eye. Unfortunately, because of how manic this week's been, the video this week isn't as usual. We didn't get to film it all, which is why I'm doing it on here. But patrons, we will try and put the video up either late tonight or early tomorrow, so you can view it before it goes live tomorrow night. So we do apologise, it's not the usual time frame to get to watch it, but we know you guys are lovely and understanding when things are interesting, and or if it's something that, you know, needs to be said that day, kind of thing, like the thank yous we do. So yeah, that is just a message for top tier patrons as well, because we've got a couple of them in now. Yeah, cheaper to buy pastels and do what you're doing. I bought a small weathering powder set of 3, cost me $23. Wow. Grace versus J Loco celebrity matchup. Why is that, Andy? Do we look similar? I thought she's got blonde hair, hasn't she? Right, I'm going to do one more colour, guys. One more colour. Because I've just seen this kind of, again, these kind of two colours I'm debating, but because we've got like a reddy kind of rusty. We've got two like rusty colours for brown. We've got like a really dark green and the black. And I've just seen another one here. So I'm going to go in with like one of these, I think. I'm not going in with bright green because that's a bit too much. But again, I would imagine the same as like with normal pastels and that, when you mixed in and like watercolours to make them up, you can create your own colour by mixing some of the powders together. So again, that might be something. This green is way too light. This green to me is too dark. And I do have a white chalk, so I might do a bit of a mix-up. I do it with acrylic powders for nails, so I would imagine it's the same kind of thing. So I am going to probably mix up some colours as well. I've worn boots since I was 10, with a brief time wearing sold creepers. No winkle pickers, still wearing boots. Who can scrape pastels the fastest? Andy, we'll have to do a competition. Oh, I love this. It's like an olivey green. See, what we've kind of decided in that corner as well now is it's going to be like a... They're both going to be off on the land rather than on the water. Off on. You guys know what I meant. So... obviously, the weathering is going to be slightly different than planned, and a lot of it is going to be covered by grass, but we need to add some kind of texture into this bridge. So I am going to be using like the rust colour as well, I'm thinking, for certain parts that might go rusty, so like here on the joins. But again, this is completely experiment. I think I'm really getting the knack of this, guys, don't you think? I say that as I cut myself and bleed and have to turn my live off, yeah? I think I'm going to go in for this competition, Andy. Hot dog. Nice thin scrapes there as well. Made to wear still, boys. Did your feet know it at the end of the... Yeah, Christ, even when I was marshalling. Oh, as soon as you took your feet... As soon as you took your shoes off, oh, the feeling was so good. Room for the Castle Grace. Tim, you never know. Not on the current layout as it is. My feet never used to belong to me. Andy, do you want to join Rob and Brian on their OnlyFans? Because people might be into that. Right. Because the great thing about this as well, actually, guys, I was just looking at this. This is the perfect dirt texture. I'm probably saying everyone's going to go, duh. But this also, when we paint it, I might be able to use that as a bit of texture in there as well. So it just looks like that perfectly powdered bit by trees, doesn't it? And as you can see why I wore gloves. Okay, Paul. That's interesting. For those who smoke, keep your ash for footpaths. Is that just because of the black and how it goes when you smear it, Paul? Because my only worry would be with keep your ash is the smell of it. I would imagine it would be quite a strong smell. I could be wrong. But knowing how fags smoke and ashtrays do smell, would that not leave a bit of a smell? Andy, Rockers, Wolver, Winkle Pickers, Flymo, I've always pictured you in brothel creepers, Teddy boy. Silly question, liquid water or crafted water with a little water pump? Oh, Alex. Oh, I don't know. Sydney, I always say if you don't hurt yourself doing a job, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, true. It's like a horse. You've got to fall off it at least once. Got a coal fire pole. Use ash on the layout. Huh. No way, guys. Oh, my God. That's so... Again, that's just your black, isn't it? Oh, that's interesting. I screwed up building a water filter and screwed my finger to it. Ow! That hurt. After 30 years of stills, I did some damage. Ah, Andy, yeah, they are very heavy on you, aren't they? As I said, I used to wear them for marshalling. Jeff, gotta go. Gonna miss you till the next video, Grace. No worries, Jeff. Take care. You'll be gluing it down so it won't rid of the smell. Ah, okay. The ash maybe should not have much smell, but getting the ash. Okay, Flymo. It's more grey. Oh, okay, that's handy to know, guys. It's not something you would automatically put down. But yeah, so a good tip for any smokers. Don't take it up just for your weathering, you know, guys. I don't want to be seen as I'm promoting smoking. But apparently you keep your ash. The smell will dissipate when you use your glue. And it works as another good weathering powder. There's a nice grey. Got to go, guys. Be back if I can catch you all later. No worries, Digger. Thanks for catching in. Lovely to see you. Andy T. I've got 2 pairs of shoes. One for going out and me boots for work. I've got a few more pairs of shoes than that. So, I'm going to figure out what brushes. Oh, I know the perfect brush to use, guys. If I've got it here. That is very good. I have a brush that I use for my nails. That is great for fanning stuff. Where on earth is it? I was betting it's at mine.
What are you trying to find?
It's a brush I have, one of my pink nail brushes, but it's a fan brush, and that is great for attaching stuff lightly, rather than very harshly off a brush.
Take care, Digger, buddy. You're shooting off, mate. You stay safe. Hey, Paul. You right, buddy?
Oh, I hate that everything's in this thing.
What are you trying to find?
No, I'll find it now when I don't need it.
What are you trying to find?
It's a nail brush.
Right.
I bought some of them over, didn't I? But it's like a fan, so it's a great way of attaching powders very loosely. So, just bear with, guys. I'm just putting you on mute for a minute. Thanks, Pete, buddy. Obviously, have you replied, actually?
No, I'll just say a quick one. It's a little bit of a moan or a rant or anything. I've just had a private message off somebody expressing concern about another member. Our moderators, any of our moderators, if you feel anybody's coming on too strong, you have my full permission to boot them, if I'm honest. I'll draw, I'll let it go as far, but I have to draw a line.
To be honest, I think we all dealt with it quite well, didn't we, guys?
I haven't banned many people off the channel.
No. And it's not so bad when it's on me on video, because you can just not ignore it, but... Sydney says hello, actually. Yeah, Sydney's been in since. Another one,
But
people...
seriously, thank you for everybody that's picked up on that. That's really appreciated. Because obviously I'm not in here with Grace. I'm not actually watching the stream myself. I'm trying to do various things. But thank you for everybody for watching out for Grace. That is really appreciated.
Tim, it wasn't bad stuff as in as such. Not going to go into it too much, but I know a few people picked it up with their responses to someone. Like Fly with Pete and that, it's... A few people did pick up on it. But
No,
let's not make it about that,
No, God, no.
But yeah, there is, if you guys have females with nail brushes, when I find it, I will use it. It's like a little fan brush. And that I might use for weathering as well, lightly.
How are you getting on anyway? Have you done anything?
No, I've just got all the colours I need.
It's taking this long to get the colours.
Yeah, because you have to scrape it, don't you?
You must be boring these guys.
I know, I don't know how the guys cope, to be honest. And a few people have suggested fag ash. Keep your fag ash.
Yeah.
Because that's like a grey weathering powder for your paths. And then the smell doesn't, obviously, the linger the smell when you smoke and that. But, and again, as I say, guys, I'm not encouraging you to smoke.
Yes, we're all too young to smoke, aren't we?
But they're saying, because I said, what about the smell on the layout? Once you glue it, the smell dissipates.
Oh.
So that's a tip as well for people. You're spending enough money smoking, so you may as well get something from it.
I've just noticed another rose on Dad's.
On Dad's one.
It's gorgeous.
So the comms for dropped arch. Oh, sorry, they were talking. You'll be gluing it down so you get rid of the smell. Yeah, and back there. Too many shoes, less trains. Andy T. Now I wear pasties. Oh. Yes, many a cinder path around the towns, Trevorville. If there was a town gas plant, there'd be plenty of coke and cinders. Pasties are good. Cornwall weren't happy when Devon won Pasty of the Year. Oh, that's fighting talk, that is.
What's that?
They're talking about pasties.
Pasties?
Yeah.
What about them?
And Cornish pasties. The Cornish weren't happy when Devon won it. Pasty of the Year.
And here's a useless factoid for you. You hear the Welsh singing oggy, 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 oi, oi, oi. That's actually a Cornish phrase for a pasty.
Everyone does oggy, oggy, oggy.
It's known for the Welsh.
Everyone in sports does it. I used to. No. Go to a nationals and everyone will be shouting it. Anyway, actually back to it. As Sydney always tries to ground me, am I actually going to do anything? Don't you, Sydney? I don't mean that with any malice. I know you joke when you say it, but sometimes I do need that. I'm just a bit dubious, to be honest with you. In honesty. Because as I said, I know I can cover it, but... Let's get me makeup brush. Because I've hided that away, surprisingly. But yes, I will find this fan brush and I will try it, but... Because a lot of my paintbrushes and Rob's are these ones, so they've not really been fluffed out yet.
You'll see Andy's on form sharing links.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Andy. Where's sharing links? I can't. Maybe it's... They don't in angle, see. Oh, no, it's my iPad keeps disconnecting for some reason. This iPad is going out of... It is old now. My iPad's disconnected. So I've just missed a load of comments, guys. I'm still going on the phone, but the iPad is just disconnecting tonight a lot. Can you see my charger anywhere? So just bear with me, guys, and I will be back to comments. Although I might restart it again so I lose the comments. Anyway, the Oggy Man Robber, Folks on Their Head, sung by Alex Campbell. Haha, what? Wait, did I hear my name? What did I do now? Sydney, I was just saying when I'm doing the Metcalf builds, you're always there, bless your heart, to say to me, you know, am I going to do some of the builds? So I was just saying that I'm taking what you usually say to me and I need to get on with the build, don't I? And actually do something. As I said, I'm just a bit dubious because I've not done this before and I know I can paint over it, but... Well, yeah, I mean that.
The mods can put them in timeout next time.
Sorry?
The mods can put him into timeout next time.
Okay, so mods, just on that thing we just brought up, if you find it's getting too much, Rob's just said just pop him into timeout. Have you read through the comments now then?
Yeah, I have. And it's too much.
Yeah, it was a bit, but I think I handled it well.
No, that's fine, but at the end of the day...
It's not about that.
You're taken... These guys who are regulars don't leer at you on the channel.
No. That's the first time it's gone to the light. It's disconnected again. I think this iPad's on its way out, Rob.
Restart it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so I'm going to miss comments for a minute, guys. We're just going to restart my iPad. See.
I'll do that. You just watch the comments on here.
Oh, okay. He's going to put it up on the phone.
How did you DM someone on YouTube? You can't, Tim. Unless they've got like an email address on their channel like we have. I don't think you actually can.
No, that's one feature they haven't done, isn't it? So...
There's your comments in it.
Oh, thank you.
I just want to sort this in.
I'm just going to pop that there. Place an art and Rob Thomas Smooth. Just bought one of those brushes, Amazon via... brushes, Grace via Amazon. Didn't have the guts to go in my shop. Oh, Pete. You could say it was for your other half. I nicked my wife's makeup brush for weathering. Yep, so, see, makeup brushes.
I bet Pete can't go into a chemist either and ask for condoms.
Stop being me. Oh,
comes out with 4 tubes of toothpaste and 6 packs of toothbrushes.
Can you grab me a bit of paper, actually? Because Paul said put it under so you capture what doesn't...
Yes, obviously, you see you don't waste.
Yes. That's a very good point. So, here we go. This is where it starts. I might do a smaller one, actually. This could be very interesting. It might go well, it might not.
Well, those two aren't bad because they won't be seen as much.
No. I can see my comment from here. What do you mean, Alex? Sorry, buddy. I've heard of them, Rob.
Alex doesn't think we're attacking him, does he?
No. Alex, I use my weekend makeup brushes. I meant what? No, painting brushes. I think Brian gave a veiled warning. Yeah, Andy, if we're on the conversation, I think we are. I did notice certain people, as I said, were trying to bring it back.
Well, if people were trying to be polite and it wasn't working, then...
That ain't doing bugger all. That's not actually marking it at all. Possibly because it's for primer rather than paint. But it's doing nothing. The important thing to remember is that children could be watching, so let's keep it modelling.
Yeah, that's true. Pete is watching, isn't he?
So I'm trying this weathering powder, guys, but it's not really doing anything on here, but all it's got is primer.
So what do you need to do?
I don't know.
That's a bit of a fail.
Yeah, but it might work on other things like the kits, the card kits and things.
So what do we do with that?
I could use the grime that I use on the other plastic. We use the grime because it's a greeny colour, so it's...
Where is it?
What's the point? Oh, over here. Change your plan, guys. That didn't go well. That rubbish bridge is rejecting your weathering powder. Yeah, Tim, see, there's nothing good about this bridge. Put a matte spray. Yeah, Andy, I think I'm going to try this grime that I've used on the other plastic because it does seem to work on there. Or it could just be I didn't have enough on the brush, but it did seem to go off. So if I use this old Metcalfe building, just for an example. Yeah, that's going and weathering that in. So maybe it's a material thing. That's possibly what it is maybe it's just a material thing.
Can I have my phone back, please?
Oh, yeah, you kind of need that, don't you? Alex, don't worry, buddy. It's not a problem. So, yeah, I think for now, we did all that weathering powder. Put that in. Not really. For this. Well, it might be once I cover it in that. It might stick to it.
Well, you could put it onto it, maybe.
No, because then you've got it in patches and you need it that kind of, like the effects on my paper. Although I don't know if you guys can really see that, unless I haven't broken it down enough. People have said a matte varnish, put on a matte spray, Andy said, but yeah, that's doing a...
Okay, does it need to be still wet to put it on?
Well, that's the point, Andy. Does it still need to be wet, buddy, when you put it on? But because it is something bigger, I might be able to use the bigger brush. Let's try this and see how this goes. Otherwise, this bridge of despair is just proving itself. So I'm going to do underneath again, just so I don't... what I was doing with the plastic. Yeah, we're getting a lot better weathering with that. So I think for this, we're definitely going to continue using this weathering effect. So I think it's a good thing that Rob actually bought it. So I'm just going to do along the bottom here, like we would. And then Because obviously it doesn't matter so much on the bottoms of these because they're not really going to be seen, and we can put grass and things. But it is a little bit disappointing. But it's just the wrong material, isn't it? So one thing I will just try now, saying that, before I put it away completely with the brush, I'll leave that there for a second to see how it dries. Let dry clay mat will give some relief. Right. Try some paste on the plastic and then try the powder. I was thinking of a thing, primer of thin PVA or the primer, then a static grass needs powder, what Andy said. Well, we can actually use this as a tester because, as people rightly said, being steam trained where this one is going, you're going to have your black smoke remnants. So I suppose this plastic has been painted. So that should be our kind of primer. So if we give this a try, and this doesn't work, but then it could also be the brush. Maybe it is too big of a powder brush. Yes, we got there. So I'm going to try the inside again. It could possibly be that my brush is just too big. So it's really dissipating it. So if I try, that looks like a better approach. Might give a powder something to key on. Couldn't hurt trying all different methods. Grace, it's how you find it works. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? At least with this, the bottom and things like that, you can't really see it. Unless it's just I've not chosen the best quality powders, maybe. Chalks. But if we look here, it could also be the brush. Because this one is painted. And I am getting a little bit of black on it. So let's go back to this for now. Oh, and I'm going to lose this again. Am I, aren't I? Because this needs the black anyway. I don't know how far up I need to go though. Has that made much difference, guys? Looking at this, I'm not so sure. I think that just tops off how our week's been this week, isn't it? I think it has made a little bit of a difference, but not that much. So, I was thinking, see, I've not got any clear matte because I had a bottle of it that I bought for my artwork, but I tried it on one of the boxes. And now I've realised I'm putting probably black marks on my face. It didn't actually, I think they must have put it in the wrong bottle because it actually went shiny. Alex, my worry with sandpaper and that is obviously the scratches showing. Cup of tea time back in a minute, no worries, Pete. Bit of keying with P400 or P800 paper. Oof. But the great thing about this, what I can also do here, is I could possibly add a little bit of PVA glue now to the other one. We're using this as like an experiment. Although it is making a difference, I'm just having to build up the layers. I might PVA the other one of these. I don't know, you guys might know more than me. Would you say it's these four that would get the smoke kind of effect? The only problem it is a double one, and I've realised we've only got a single track for it, but... So, someone say PVA. I'm sure someone said PVA. Or was it just clear matte? Oh, thin PVA or a primer that static grass needs. The other option we've obviously got is hairspray as well. But now I'm doing this, I'm actually thinking, looking at the difference, maybe I'm just being a bit impatient. I was using the wrong brush and it's just a very gradual build up. This is my first time using a kind of powder, so I don't really know. So yeah, if we take a look at the two, I think we have got a slightly difference there. Wouldn't you say, guys? Obviously, it's hard with the light, I appreciate. That has actually made a difference with the smoke kind of build up. What do you think, guys? I know the stones. Would you have any going up onto these further stones? I definitely need your guys' knowledge for this, please. But yeah, I'm actually quite impressed at that difference. So I am going to go back to the Bridge of Doom. Andy T, I found when we're in build up slowly, and to be fair, you can't really go wrong as long as you stop when you're happy. You can always remove or add as you see fit. It's all about confidence. Yeah. Definitely. So what I'm going to try now then is at the bottom of this, because as I said, we can always hide it with grass anyway. Higher and lighter. Right. Right, brilliant, guys. Thank you for that. So what I'm going to do here is that's actually giving it something to attach to. So like people said, the layering, and it could be the brush. So I'm actually going to go to this side and do it completely that has nothing on as well, and see if we can get that built up a bit. Maybe I was just being too keen and using a too big a brush, like with the ballasting. So I've only done it on one side again, so we can see if we see a difference. I would definitely say that was just one quick look compared. That is on its own. So I definitely think now, looking at with the bridge, that possibly I might need to add some of that green behind as well, because it's going to give it something to stick to. Where here, it is kind of, but it's not adhering to it too much, is it, guys? I don't know what you think, but we're now going to be on the third layer without anything compared to one layer that side. This is what I love about these lives, is you guys and your help. So yeah, this, I did that deliberately, so that's no powder at all. It's about one layer of powder, and that is 3 layers of powder. So I think to save the green, using the green powder, I might just go in with that and see what we can do. I'm going to finish these off now though, because obviously I've given your tips. Stronger on the middle keystone, right? I've used hairspray to stain and weathering pad it. Does that go shiny, Stephen? Carl, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Sorry, it's been a bit of a manic one, although I suppose I usually are. Yeah, more in a more natural style, and it was that not to me, I don't think. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue this. Unfortunately, in my stores, I found I had not matte varnish, I had blimmin' shiny. But yeah, I suppose the other thing I could do with the grey, because it's adhering to this quite well, is just paint over the grey, but it's a huge bit of colour mix. I will really have to concentrate. So there is a few plans going forward. And thank you guys for all your tips. But like you said, it clearly needs something to adhere to. So lesson learned. Bridge of Doom and Despair is still causing us troubles. Hopefully in the end we can get it looking something worthwhile though. I'm trying to get that middle one darker as been suggested. I have the notion to seal in rust weathering under a paint layer, Stephen, can be changed with little thinners and there to run like real rust. Ooh. That sounds interesting. Flymo, that really does. Seal weathering with a matte varnish. Hairspray works temporary as it breaks down over time. Jason, very good evening, buddy. Yeah, I think I do need to invest in some matte varnish then, don't I? But we found a way to make it work, but I am concentrating on these now. I've started. But it has worked well underneath the weathering effects, but obviously I'm not going to want green everywhere. Maybe on these, yes, but not on everything that we do in future. But it adheres to the card lovely, so... yeah, I'm just building this one up. I think, was it Flymo, was it you that said lovely to build up that middle one? And then Sydney suggested slightly up above but lighter. So from what we've now gathered, it's a lot of just building it up slowly. So I thank you all for your knowledge on this. Because I suppose as well, guys, obviously you can see there was a lot of powder that came off these bits. I would imagine there especially is where it would build up. Would putting the powder on and then sealing it mean that it wouldn't drop off? Because I think as soon as I do that and it moves, it comes off. But would the spray just get it that sealed in that it needs? Oh, the difference in that is crazy, isn't it? If I put it like that, it isn't going to move on me. Yeah, it's not playing ball, is it? I think I need to get a new mount, to be honest. This has always been a bit of a funny one. Sorry, thinking of the grinder bridge I'm doing, getting there. Grade Flymo, so as would normally. But nature is unpredictable, not uniform, so it's all about having a guideline result in your mind's eye. #1 rule. I use pastel and sleeper grime to weather my bridge pillars. Ah, Jason, well, we're definitely on the same boat then. Because, okay, it's not sleeper grime, it's the streaking grime that Rob got me. Well, he accidentally got. But I like that little bit of green in it, because especially if it's going to be down the grass, that colour is, and with the black powder, it's, for me, I'm quite happy with that actually. Although it's still not fully in. But just one layer and it had already given it a little bit of, I suppose that's your kind of water and rust marks from the grass always being wet, isn't it? But it didn't really do anything this side without, so... Bridge of Doom and Despair causing issues again. Alex, yeah, I get that, buddy. I've not got any sandpaper that's fine enough. That's partly the issue as well. But I haven't actually sanded this one down. And this one is going really well. I'm just building it up slowly. When I meant about it getting stuck, it was in the crevices here. It's coloured them lovely, to be fair. But I was thinking in the crevices it's going to be really dark, isn't it? Because that's where it sits. So I'm feeling a bit more confident now I've moved to this, guys. And I see, what's the point in paying out for the expensive weathering powders when they're probably just these chalks anyway. Spread on, wipe off and repeat until happy. Yeah, as you can see, Jason, I've got my pile down here and I'm just grabbing it from this pile for now. Because Paul said something that I wouldn't have even thought of tonight. I would not have even thought about paper tonight. So I'm just trying to get this darker, but as I've noticed, it gently does it bit by bit. So it's definitely patience is key, isn't it? But I'm happy with this look I'm starting to get, to be honest. And then I'm just ever so slightly with the excess last bit of my I'm just putting it, the excess last bit, kind of around the edge so it's not as dark. So I'm feeling a lot happier with this. Bridge of Despair will be the real experiment, and I think I will look into some matte varnish. As Jason has said to others, Hairspray will break down over time. So that one, I think, if you do a job, do it properly with us. I think I will just look in for the matte varnish. So, okay, missus. Mum's popping in again. Guys, as I said, she's always liked what I do, don't you? Always like seeing what I'm doing. We'll leave him a bridge for a moment. It's not attaching, but you know the chalks I got? I've broken them down and it makes like powder. So your steam trains, you get the smoke that builds up around it. So. Yeah, and everyone's been giving it different names tonight. Haven't we, guys? We've been giving it Bridge of Despairs and... I don't know. I think when Rob took it apart, but we'll fix it. It's fine. Everyone knows on here the trouble we've been having with it. It's just not a very good kit either, Ange. Unfortunately, they make it look all brilliant, but it's not as good as you'd hope for. So yeah, guys, while Mum doesn't like being on camera, she does like coming and seeing what we're doing. No, you won't.
Bit of a shock.
No, I think you were when you saw the sign that you eyed him a door after locking us in. So yeah, sorry, just after telling Mum. So yeah, Jason, spread on, wipe off and repeat until happy. The other way, piling the powder on and wiping off with a spread of flat edge, filling in the lower areas, building up from them. Like what Jason said, one layer of mini grace weathering consists of many layers. The powders will give texture further down the process. Jason, always start with a black wash all over, then wipe it off. Will stay in the gaps. Yeah, I've kind of done this a wrong roundabout way, haven't I? But I might add it for that one. What are you laughing at, missus? What are you laughing at?
Something wrong.
I'm always doing something wrong.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry, missus. Everyone on here said it. But white off the top of it. How about some black wash, Grace, and dab it off with a tissue? Yeah, Pete, I might look at doing that as well. But I'm quite happy with how this is. Look, if you look at the two of them now, it's such a difference. Obviously, this is in light and not natural light, so I might look at it tomorrow and go, ugh, hate it. But that's the great thing, isn't it? I can just go over with the grey again and just start again. So, as I said, I'm trying that lightly further on up. But, Alex hired to arrange sandpaper. Yeah, we need to get some, Alex. We'll probably get it from our Sturmat. Jason, I've learnt a lot about weathering over the past year. Well, Jason, this is actually my first go at weathering, really. It's probably why I was so nervous. Because this is literally my first go. My first rodeo. And to start off with a bridge wasn't a big confidence boost, really, was it? So, I'm actually quite happy with that and the difference. It's probably harder for you guys to see on the camera. Look at that mess. But that's like, because it's your steam train, isn't it? You get the smoke at the top.
It's antique.
Yeah.
What's the leaving? Just like paints.
Yeah, they're chalk pastels. And then, careful because you get them over your fingers. But you just shave them down and that's what gives you your powder. Saves a lot of money than the weathering ones because they're more expensive. So it looks like the build-up that is in my real world. We can add moss spots later. Yeah, I've got the moss here. I just didn't have the scissors tonight to do
I don't know
it.
if you missed, Alex was saying hello to Mum.
Oh, so yeah, I did miss Alex. Mum is here. Alex has said hello to you.
Oh, hello, Alex.
He's the one that sent us the camera and the horses.
Oh.
It wasn't
Yeah,
for...
yeah, we don't like Alex. Everybody else likes
No more than stable in here.
Mum's not too impressed in it either. Oh, because he's reset the cameras, doesn't he?
Oh, sugar. I'll have to go upstairs and grab my phone.
Yeah, no worries. Ignore the beeping for a minute, guys. This is one of our security measures. The great thing about the cameras we use.
Which one then?
The camera,
Which one?
the one in the corner.
This one.
Yeah, because Rob sets it till after 10 o'clock, doesn't he? I don't think that's going to work, missus. So bear with us 2 secs, guys. It will kind of come on unless he's actually gone straight up there and turned it off. But again, it's a security measure we've got on these Tapo cameras. Is you can set it to after a certain time of night. It comes off with an alarm if it sees movement.
So they can watch me, that's what it is. That's what it is, folks, to watch me.
What, watch you and all your accidents that you have? Hey?
I'm going again in a second.
Yeah. But, so I think Rob sorted it. This is not a drill, that's true, Flymo. But yeah, if anyone gets the Tapo cameras, it was actually Rob that got them to do it. He sent them an email and said, you know, it would be handy to set alarms, and they actually put the feature in. So if you have the Tapo cameras, oh, he's trying to turn it. We've reset it because of the internet, so. Oh, it wasn't going off with us, was it, Ange?
No.
10 o'clock.
Yeah. Maybe Saturdays and Tuesdays.
I don't need to, do I?
Why?
It doesn't need that alarm in here now.
Oh, it doesn't, does it? No,
That
it's
one's
just
slightly
got the-
happening.
Only when we've left it open for your
This
man
one,
kind of
this
thing.
one. That's hellish.
Yeah.
It comes on a few more minutes before.
Learning all the time with Hobby Adam. Nuclear overload alarm. Well, guys, we had it with the oh, what was it? It was a carbon monoxide meter before, wasn't it? But what did you spray hairspray on it, Rob?
Huh?
Did you just spray hairspray on it? I can smell hairspray.
Yes.
The only thing is, Jason said it breaks down over time, but it might work for.
Well, I'm just going to leave it dry out for a minute.
It should dry already. It's usually quite quick drying.
It's non-porous.
Oh, yeah, it soaks into our hair, doesn't it? So Rob has covered one of the small bridges, guys, with a bit of hairspray. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Look at that.
Yeah, I can see
That
it.
works quite well.
Don't spread it out too far though.
No, everyone said about middle and then 2 either side. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get it lightly here where you'd have the lesser bits.
I do like Alex's idea of the black wash as well.
Yeah, it was Jason as well.
No,
so,
Jason, Alex, I can't remember who said it. I do apologize.
so I said, yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind. I don't like doing it the right way. And your mum chuckled at me.
And your mum's probably on their side.
Yeah, she is. She just laughed when I said about me and I said about doing it.
Yes, that didn't come apart very well.
Rations are coming. Yeah. Panic stations. Captain, it canny work. Long story, but worth it. Yeah.
Well, that's the point. Is Captain Static been on tonight?
No, he hasn't. Oh, and also an update for you. Pete said that Alan at Buckland,
Yeah.
he's doing all right. He's just age. He said he spoke to him today, or was it yesterday, Pete?
No, I've been watching a couple of Alan's videos.
Right, is that dry now?
I think so.
Did you do it all the way round or just
No,
the
just
front?
on that one place.
Ah, can you do it this side? Because I want to compare with where I put no...
Well, no, because I mean go and get it again. Just try it.
I'll do it up here because it doesn't matter. I can... So this is Hairspray, guys. As you can see, it's add a bit of texture. So we'll see if we can get it to stick.
It's my hairspray.
Your Hairspray. I think you find that to your mum's, actually, because mine's upstairs, isn't it? Oh, why is it something attaching there? You must have got a bit there.
Possibly.
So, actually, guys, the Hairspray's giving it that endearment, so...
Varnish would be better than that varnish. But the Hairspray was just something that I just thought...
Yeah. Jason, you know you said it breaks over time, buddy. Will that affect this layer now? Or is it more for kind of sealing things in? You know, if we did another layer on top. Or will Hairspray work just purely for getting, like, the powder on? No, it's adhering a bit too much in places. Yeah, where it's gone sticky. Oh, well, bit of an experiment. Ewan, the growler, very good evening. In my bunker now, I live in a second floor flat and fella downstairs ain't happy. Andy, 40 rolls exceeded. Eek. I said to him, do you remember when you had that carbon monoxide one going off?
Oh, yeah, that was on the live stream as well.
Yeah.
Christ, that was on an early.
Had my John Lewis fridge make an alarm, called them and then sent out a repairman, had a look and went to get a part, came back and started repair. It's not bad. Yesterday, Grace said it was down to age. Nice response from him. Well, thank you for updating us, buddy. We're obviously not as well connected with him, so it's nice to get an update from others that are. And there's probably a few on the stream that are happy about it as well, having that. Yeah,
I think it was Alan that wasn't happy with his static dressing.
Yeah. The other one that I haven't seen in a while is Lord Owl. He used to be on the streams. I know life gets him away. And I know he's done a few videos. Does anyone know if Owl tends to go on YouTube much when he's not doing his stuff at the moment? Or... No worries, Grace. It's been a turmoil for a few of us. Well, us as well, I dare say. Yeah, it's nice you guys sharing your knowledge, so it is appreciated. And unplugged the fridge, but realised the alarm was still going off. Turned out the carbon dioxide alarm was going off, sitting on the fridge. Oh dear. Yeah, Alex, before you joined us ages ago, Mum had no one in her cupboard, and it just started going off. And then it was a few weeks later we went to mine. And mine went off. Different kind of beep though. But I was like, it's the carbon monoxide. It's the old one. So get rid of them when you don't need them, guys. Oh, he's got it on this side.
Does it work?
Yeah. And it's not covered it completely. So it's given that randomly, that kind of random look, which I kind of wanted for here.
Sorry, I'm just sitting outside enjoying the cool air.
Yeah, it's warm today, isn't it? It's 20 degrees still here.
Well, that's way better.
Yeah. I still like the green for the grassy. And what do you think, guys?
I was going to say, ask for everybody's feedback.
Got 720p and sound and good sound.
That's
Well-
because your phone knows.
Yeah, that one, I don't know, higher picture quality. Yeah, I seem to only go up to 720. That is probably because of my phone, guys, because I'm on an older phone. It's Rob with the newer one. I've still got to get mine.
I wonder if we go into your phone settings. Jason will remember. Jason was doing a live from Railside. And he had to go into his phone settings.
He's not an iPhone, no.
No, he's an Android, but he went into his phone settings and changed everything.
Oh, it's hot tonight. Just had a nice cold Crabbies. Oh, lovely. It's turned warmer here as well after almost like winter days. So you feel it more. I'm actually quite... It's not sticking everywhere, granted. But I am liking this more random effect. It's just giving it a nice weathered look, isn't it?
And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button. And
Please.
the mods, feel free to share links, please. Thank you very much. I was going to say please at the end of it, thank you. You're the one without manners.
Sorry, how many times like the other day?
No creeping. No creeping.
Oh, guys, he won't even give me a kiss now. Oh, thank God I didn't say that earlier. Because he would have probably turned around and said...
This is me one instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's change the subject anyway.
So, weirdly, it's kind of endearing in places, but it isn't in others. 21 degrees here at the moment. Yeah,
20 in here.
It's 20 in the shed.
It's warmer in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably about 23, 24 in the house.
Oh, we're going to have fun sleeping tonight, then.
What think you forgot to do?
Oh, I keep forgetting I like it on my own stream. And what I like is we've obviously had people... Yeah, the bigger one's just a no-go, I think. We've had people... Get your mind out the gutter, you filthy.
Yeah, that? The big one's a no-go.
I don't have a problem then, do I?
Ooh! B1TCH.
Yeah, we were talking
have a
earlier.
look at this comment.
Oh, the guys showed their soppy side as well.
Many layers is the key.
Ah, thank you, Andy T. We're going to call him Andy T because there's a few Andys. And yeah, there's a key to weathering confidence. Remove or add as you see it. When in situ, your add and remove as well. Yeah, it's all depending on where the lighting's going to be, isn't it? But I thank you all for your help, and we finally got there. I don't know if Jason's in and out, because I know I asked him a question. I'm sorry if I've missed it, Jason.
I think that's probably about what it is.
Yeah, and I also
some
think...
matte varnish and, like he said, many layers.
But I'm actually finding it's sticking better when it was still slightly tacky, to be honest. It stuck a lot better there when it was tacky. So I think, guys, if you use Hairspray, if you can do your first layer when it's slightly tacky still.
Yes, but the problem is then you've got the hairspray on the brush, and the dust will just stick to the brush, and that's it.
No, once it dries.
But it's not tacky if it's dry, is it?
No, I mean on hair, but it's going fine now. It's just not as endearing as well. But what do you think, guys? Is it giving you that kind of natural look? I just really like how it built up there. I should probably remove this when doing it, though. That's not a good idea, is it? But again, black wash. Harris, very good evening, lovely. Hope you're okay. Meow. Paul Woods handbags at 20 paces. His handbag's bigger than mine, he'd win. It's passed over. I think we're in the eye of the storm, waiting for on a lightning strike. Yeah, it is loaded and heavy and muggy. We were supposed to have it here, but no cigar. It was blowing an absolute hoolie at Inverness Airport today. Played havoc with the small planes. Not so bad for gyrocopters. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, we've had terrible wind and that over here the last few days. It's like gale winds, like we're back in winter. I don't get why that's attached so well there. Some of this powder that isn't being used. Get it in here. So again, weirdly, I'd not long done that sleeper grime. So it definitely liked attaching it when it was slightly still damp, didn't it? But I'm going to have to be honest, guys. I think 10:30 at the latest, I'm going to call it. We are at work again tomorrow. So I don't want to go to bed too late. I know Saturdays usually just go on when they do. But I don't know tonight if staying on that late is a wise thing. I'm not the nicest of people in the mornings. Excuse the noise for a minute, guys. I like to feed the birds and... She's the type of dog, isn't she? Hello, did you just want to be a part of a live stream? Yes, that's the doggy back, guys. I think she wanted to be a part of it. So you need a bit of graffiti. I did think that, Harris. I am thinking of that. Andy T moved to the other side. Which other side, buddy? Not a long distance one again, Grace. Long distance what? Sorry. Oh, Pete. No. It's not too far. I think it's actually Crewway. Jason, beware. Yeah, tomorrow we actually find ourselves Crewway for an event, so it's not a transfer as such, but we're there for a couple of hours, and it's obviously be travelling there from North Wales. But yeah, I definitely think that's given it a bit more of a look, don't you guys think? So I definitely think I'm gonna... Well, weird thing is though, as I said, it must have still been a bit tacky there, because I really like that effect. I'm guessing to get it in other places, I'm literally just gonna have to build it up a bit. That's the only disadvantage is, if you want quick build up, maybe hairspray it, but otherwise it's gonna take a while. But then in one sense, we don't want it uniform, so... God, I don't know how you guys enjoy these lives. You must be bored stiffless. No idea what Mama's doing. I'll let it dry slightly. Come back many layers. You won't get your mind's eye in one attempt / pass. Oh yeah, it's just weird how that one, because it was still damp, went... Did you say something, missus? Maybe she's gone back in. Now you have a good key for your next pass on that side. Oh, yeah, I'm with you, sorry. Maybe a bit of roughening up would help with some fine sandpaper. We did actually sandpaper this one when we tried to initially paint it. And it's also got a primer on it. It clearly doesn't like the primer. But... Rob hairsprayed it and we've got a bit more success now. What are the 2 dots at the bottom? They're just part of the thing. I don't actually think there's anything in it. It's just part of the bridge build. I have no idea why. Yeah, I think when I do this on a main video, it's definitely going to be a time lapse. Don't you all think? But yeah, I really like that. I don't know about you guys, but I love that bit of thicker. And even though I'm brushing it away, it's not the powder that's sitting there. Okay, in some places it is. But that isn't powder, that's just how it's sat. So I definitely think when I spray it with hairspray, I'll give it a couple of minutes. But if I try and give it all a base coating, like we've said, it just gives it a base. And Job, sorry I didn't say good evening, lovely. I do apologise. There, and then it's gone. See what you did, Fly Mode. We were talking about that earlier. Alex, it's relaxing. It's nice just not have to think and let things happen. Yes, it is, isn't it? But I do like how this is working now. So yeah, if anyone has the Bridge of Despair, definitely use hairspray. Although the only thing I've noticed is we've got a hair. But again, we're not going to see that. That's just me being a bit picky, isn't it? FOMO, we're channeling good vibes. Grace, I hope, of course. Injection mould insert things. No, the bridge actually goes here. So it's weird. Finally, a plastic model. Raymond's. From when it was made. Ah, right. I'm with you, Alex. Finally, a plastic model. Ray, very good evening, lovely. But honestly, oh, we've had nothing but trouble with it. Even here, it's just like not sticking together. It's not the best of models. We gave up with the stickers. So it is on one of our earlier videos. We did an honest review of it. And to be honest, I wouldn't want money. If you got money to spend, then yeah. But if you're trying to do your railway on a budget, it's not one I would recommend for people. Really wouldn't. But that is just our honest review of it. CJ. Oh, see you, CJ. SJ Dusty, I'm off to bed. Going to pick up some Ogage from a club tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, lovely. See you later. Please don't ever feel alone in being hyper. Just don't flood the chat, please. What do you mean, sorry, Flymo? Sorry, lovely. A little bit traumatised by the Hornby plastic models, Raymond. Yeah, from what we've seen, they're not that good. Mark, Captain Static, funnily enough, we were talking about you earlier. Didn't know that you were doing a live, otherwise I would have joined earlier. Well, that's not worry, people pop in when they do. Honestly. Flymo, you've confused me, lovely. Please don't ever feel alone in being hyper. Just don't flood the chat, please. Are you on about me, or? Because I can't say I've noticed anyone being hyper-wise with chat. Is there a better one? I don't know. We just kind of stuck with it and trying to make it the best we can. Others might have ideas, but I think we wish we'd bought the Metcalf one, to be honest. Because they are extremely sturdy. So just a comparison, guys, as we near at 10:30. That is the difference that weathering powder has made. Obviously, as I said, I do want to try and get a bit more this side. That was a bit tacky when I did it. But you can definitely see the difference. Oh, I wonder if I plug this in, this might help. 2 secs, guys. Oh no, it actually shows it pretty well on the view. So what do you guys think? Obviously, I know there's lots more layers to build up. Rome wasn't built in a day. Mark, don't know why you'd want to talk about boring old me, Grace. Oh, have off. Captain Static, who are we going to need for our grass when it comes to it? Job, evening, y'all. I'm late. I'm following peculiar discussions in bits and pieces while I was watering the gardening. And I took my Z baseboard from me hot at it to a cool cellar. It was 30 plus all day. Ooh, expect to rise a bit more. Jeez. Yeah, the cellar sounds a bit cooler. Andy T likes it. Growler, you could cover a structure with Metcalf stone sheets and more weather in the car, just a thought. Part of it, Ewan, was we just wanted, because if we cover it with the sheets, it was a bit of defeatist. I suppose I wanted to try and give it a go and see what I could do, to be honest. I think that's partly what that was. I just really wanted to try and not let the thing defeat me. But the only thing I am going to try is a different layer. I don't want brown. What colour we're going to go for? I might try the green. So, there's not much powder there to be saved, actually, because I've used it off of there. Try a tea bag for Weather and Grace. Oh, that's an interesting one. I suppose over time things are dear. So, I'm going to try a bit of a green on top of the black. I don't know if this is going to come through at all. Because again, maybe I can put plant growth and things up against it. Obviously, the only difficult bit is we have already got the sleeper grime on there. I don't know, does that make a difference or does it not? I know it takes a while. Artist pastels. Raymond, these are artist pastels, lovely. I've shaved them down, but I now realise how much of a long process it is. It's not just a quiet dab it on there and it's done. I'm going to try and do this where I'll be able to really notice it. I think there is a touch of green in there. Unless with this, once it dries, I'm going to have to keep respraying. I'm not sure. Possibly looks like it. It's soaked into plastic. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never do. Got to go to bed. Good night all. Take care. Stephen, thanks very much for tuning in. Lovely. Pleasure to have you in as always. Weathering is an improvement over the original. Thank you, Mark. I'm kind of happy. Obviously, there's a long way to go. But you never know. The one I'm really happy with is because that's primer. It's not adhering well. So I also started the smoke kind of tunnelling on the tunnels for Rob, and that makes quite a difference as well. But as others have said, a wash would help. So I might go through. I might try different ways with each one, because these especially won't really be as seen. I might have an experiment with that. When I had my double O back at Wyoming, I used to dry out tea bags and dried tea as ballast. Oh, cool! Right, the dried leaf is a bit small even for N gauge. Maybe use it for Z gauge. That sounds pretty awesome though. If I put this flat would help, wouldn't it? Really wondering if I'm going to have to spray it every kind of layer, guys. Or just get to the grey and paint them all over. That's where I need to set up my airbrush and get some paint. I really do. Maybe that could be my first thing I do it with. Especially the bigger ones. Oh, God. Imagine how long they're going to take. Yuan, thanks for tuning in, buddy. You take care. I don't know what people think. I've just done that as green. But I'm really not sure that's actually even touching it now, is it? I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't look like it's doing toffee to me. If somebody can see it, then let me know if it's just me being super critical of myself. Black wash, dry brush or grime, spot on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to have you got model clay or similar that can fill in my holes or to attach pieces in a variation on the surface? To be honest, Alex, you won't actually see these once it's on the layout. You're not going to notice these. We don't. It's only because you're looking at them straight there. But once we get everything in, you don't see the side of it because of where it is on the layout. You really only see this. But you will... Oh, I don't know, actually, now you've said that. Coming up to 10:30, Grace. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I think I might have to look at heading off, guys. Only because we're working tomorrow. Just sent a PM, Grace and Robert. Yeah, I did see it, Jason. I will replay after. So thank you for letting me know. I'm kind of happier than it has turned out, to be fair. It could be worse. But I don't think that green is doing much. Whether it's because it's just a very dark green. If I put a lighter green, we might get something. I don't know. But yeah, I think the only reason I'm saying hairspray, guys, I know you've all suggested black wash and things, is because I've now done this one. I kind of don't want to ruin what I put into it. So, and I suppose if anybody else has made the same kind of, not mistake, but this way of doing it, maybe you can still continue with that bit of hairspray, just so I've not lost what I've done here. That's the thing. I kind of feel like all the work I've done is for nothing otherwise. But I think so I don't lose what I've done, then I might go in hairspray with this one. And then, like others have suggested, the black wash in those. Use a bit of thinner, make it as a wash. What's that, Paul? The black paint, you mean? Because I'm using my powders. Always looks better at a distance. Yeah, Pete, this is the thing. I'm being quite critical, but that might be alright as long as I've done it the right way. Need a bit of thinner maker. Oh, that's not a bad shout, buddy. My thinner isn't out at the moment, but that is definitely a tip. I'm going to go forward in experimenting. Because again, it's chalk, so yeah, you can. It's a bit like acrylic powders used for your nails, I suppose. You can just go and yeah, add your acrylic liquid to it, and that's what gives you your powder and creates its thickness, doesn't it? Obviously, I don't want it fit like acrylic powder, obviously. But yeah, that's an idea. I think the one thing I am going to do before I go is do some light green, just so I've got a, because it might be as well on certain things like this, light green isn't going to be as bright on the product. And again, as I said, I've got a few tubs here to play mixing with. Because I'm not obviously, I can't see I'm ever going to use like the brights, the pinks and things, unless I use those as my mixing colours. I might just well do that for mixing, because I've got my prime colours there to use. But yeah, we'll have to have a see. The hang of this, so I'm quite happy about this is turning out. And I'm not going to say it until I'm finished, because I ain't jinxing it. Some of you might know what I'm going to say. Black wash for the grooves and contours. The details will stand out around the top and dry brush. Yeah, I think that's brilliantly. That's why I love the tunnels. It's just unfortunately this, again, this bridge just has no texture to it. They don't even put like bricks into it, which is a shame. You know, if you could only paint that yourself. It doesn't even do that. It's completely blank. They give you stickers, and the stickers don't stick that well. So the product's definitely a no from me. One thing I am going to try before I go, so I don't know if people want to start saying tacky bye to each other. And I didn't cut myself once. Be proud. I will use that bit for it. Ooh. Meant to do that. Is I'm going to try it here, the lighter green, to see how well it works. But yeah, I am going to call it a night, guys, only because I've got work in the morning. So again, I can do it like under here so we can see how it starts affecting. Because it might be that while this is a very light green, it's not going to show up that well, that bright anyway. It might just give me that green effect. Obviously, this is going to take ages to build up, as usual. If I do it right in the corner, because that way I can always cover it with the moss. No, that's going back to the bright green that we had before, isn't it, guys? That I got out. So I don't think we're using that. Not anyway on this one. Again, I didn't mind doing it there because it's, as I said, it doesn't really, it's gone in my grooves, that's what it is. But I do want to thank thank you all for tuning in tonight. It's always a pleasure. Don't forget the soot stains. We've got it starting to build up there, Jace. Comparing it to the other one. Again, my light is here, but it's not plugged in. That's the problem. so it's just the other light. Again, this isn't in the best of positions. Pack for £5. Oh, I wish I blimmin' knew that, Jace. I've got loads here. We paid a bit more than £5, but Hobbycraft for us in Liverpool, so I think we're going to waste some money and fuel doing that. But oh, I can see on the camera, actually, you guys can probably notice there the difference between the top one that we've done a bit of soot and the bottom that hasn't got anything on yet. I'm really quite happy how that did too. I will possibly try and make it a bit darker in the middle, but again, that's just building up the layers. Andy T, I do like your use of pastels for weather and powders, and I have learnt something today. Thank you, and I'll be looking for a pastel shop. Great stream, RGJs. Well, thank you for tuning in as always. Hobbycraft, about half the size of the backpack you have, Grace. Ah, okay. Well, our pack, oh God, how much was it? I think 12 quid or something. But as I said, our problem is, even the fuel for Bangor, it's kind of...
Are you wrapping up?
Yes. So I did say 10, and Andy, bless him, did turn around to me and say, 10:30. So I just wanted to try a bit of a green, but kind of went like that old green. So Jason sent us a message as well, which we'll read after.
Okay.
So Tim, don't worry, I'm heading as well, darling. Good luck with the weathering of that rubbish bridge. That's going to take effort and patience. Yeah, it's going to take a while. Might not be worth having it on me. Before you go, can you show it top down? What do you mean? Upside, top down? Well, which one, Alex? Oh, top down. Does he mean like that? Possibly. I don't know. He might tell me in a second.
Just want to say thank you as well for those of you, I won't say any further on it, just those of you that had Grace's back tonight as well.
Oh, bless Brian, and that showed the sensitive side earlier.
Brian's got a sensitive side?
About his missus, and then kind of peeked her around and said, you are soppy, really. You just...
Who?
You. I can tell.
I nearly said it. I'm going monkeys, I mean... End of the day, what would anybody do with their missus, yeah?
So,
flirting's one thing, you know,
yeah.
Everybody flirts.
Time to split. Yeah, everyone. So we're heading off as well. I'm just waiting for Alex to say, because he turned around and said
Is
about...
Jason still there?
I don't know, he might have gone now.
Because we're down his way tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll send him a message. Because he sent us a message anyway, so...
Okay.
What have you got? Biscuits or toast or...
Crisp crumbs.
Crisp on your shoulder?
I was saving them for later.
Right.
Why have you got 3 biscuits that have been sitting in here for the last 4 hours?
Because I haven't eaten them. From above, don't worry. Oh, I'm with you. I can do that. I can do that. That's what I was waiting for, Alex, before I turned it off. Oh, I'm still here. Jason, we're headed your way tomorrow. We've got an event that we can continue on text. It's probably easier, but we are your way after an event tomorrow. Finish 5 o'clock, is it? I can't remember the times. I'll look on the group.
2 seconds.
Really? Yes, really. I'm not having you on. What was that question? Do the ring outer bricks stick out? All of them do. This is what I love about this. These bricks are all textured. Okay, chat over PM, yeah. Yeah, these middle ones are they're more prominent than these. And at the top.
Hartford. CW8.
But it's at the closest hospitals in Crewe.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's Hartford, CW8.
Oh, okay. We'll chat with Jason on message.
Jason can bring a plastic whiskey if he wants.
Oh, impromptu live. No, it's an event, so we wouldn't be able to, unfortunately. Oh, you mean actually if we do? I don't know. We'd be in uniform. Prove that we're not just talking and we mean it.
No, we just got the ambulance uniforms up, BP.
Yeah, we just wear them for the hell of it. It's like we were in Costa, wasn't it? And chatting with them. I said, oh, about the discount, and you said, do you need the card? No, we don't need it. Yeah, because we just wear the uniform for the hell of it. brickwork on those Horby tunnel portals are embossed. I love it, Jace. If only they'd have done something on the Bridge of Doom, because that would have made it so much easier. Jimbo, I'm afraid, darling, we're just heading off. I've got to work tomorrow. So I'm afraid you've nipped in right at the end. But it will give it time to load up and it will be there for you to watch. But it is lovely to see you catching in. If anybody hasn't, if you wouldn't mind hitting a like on your way out, please. Although I have noticed people have been liking even when they've gone out. So it is appreciated. So I'm just going to give it a minute or so for everyone to say the final nights because we are actually going now. But again, thank you all, as always. That was when I was doing the...
Oh, okay.
When I was doing the mounted. Yeah, again, another great stream, Grace. Thanks, Jason. Look forward to yours returning whenever they are. And then I'll go back to my latest slot, which I think our American fans will like. No probs, we'll have to pop off and pour another large gin. Bye, we'll have to flirt. Alex says bye, we'll have to flirt with Rob next time so he's not left out.
Too blooming right.
I have to say, Alex, he's kind of got his thing with Brian, though, so you might have competition.
Now, Brian will have to give him competition.
Yeah, Sydney, good night, darling, and Flymo, good night. And he's got Robin. He is Rob. It's just Robin with his email and what he's always used on social media. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to give it a second, move something, and when it catches up, I'll turn it off. There is enough love for all, Alex has said.